Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of OAF Discussions. I'm your host, Kid Swift. With me as always, Mr. Brent.
Doing it for the culture today.
Yeah.
Shayna.
Just be honest, all these girls look like a Build-A-Bay.
And Webb.
It looked like he died, and it's like, well, I don't care.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of OAF Discussions. I'm your host, Kid Swift. We are back. And we are somber. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, I'm back. Hey.
That rain wasn't helping matters. I figured. I don't know.
We're having a somber, rainy episode of OAF Discussions.
What's it called? A seasonal affective disorder?
Yeah. Where everybody gets
sad.
Yeah, I know. It's so funny.
That had to be intentional.
Oh, they had to. They was like, we need to figure out why everyone's sad during the wintertime.
And then just a light bulb. And
then they're like, bam, got it, nailed it. So, yeah, we are back. Once again for another week. I was not on last week, obviously, because I was in Chicago shooting a wedding. Well, in Chicago / Pittsburgh shooting a wedding, which was fun. I'll get into that as we go along. But with me today is Mr. Webb. What's going on?
Bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow.
That shit's so funny.
I'm not gonna lie, that shit kind of knocks. It don't knock. It's kind of it's a little bit of a bop.
Yeah,
it's kind of a bop.
Yeah, absolutely.
It
has potential.
Brent brought it to my attention. It was like, hey, have y'all seen this? It was like, yeah, I saw it just a few days ago. Prior to that.
Yep.
And I was sitting there going, like, when I first watched it, and I was kind of going like, oh, somebody oh, okay.
He said, all right. Well.
This is titillating.
Right. Yeah.
And funny.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that might be why I like it.
Right.
Anime titties probably weren't helping either, but yeah.
Yeah, that always is a.
I looked her up.
Yeah.
And I've actually heard of her already.
Okay.
There's a song that is on my riding playlist called "Roll With Us" by her, Doja Cat. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
And "Roll With Us," I really enjoyed it because it was on like Discover Weekly or some shit like that, and I was like, "Hey, what's this?"
Yeah.
Because it reminds me of like a boppy MIA without the accent.
Okay. Nice.
I'll have to play it when you get it. I'll play it for y'all when y'all get it, or I'll add it to the group chat.
Okay.
Next time.
Nice. Got you. That's what's up. Well, with that being said, Brent's on the road, so he could not join in right now. But as always, we start out with our weeks. Just got back from Chicago. It's my first time being in Chicago, and also the shortest time I've ever been in any city in my life, because it was about, I guess, 17 hours was in Chicago.
It's practically a layover.
Yeah, pretty much like a delayed flight. No, it was cool because the photographers I work with, they got married, which was awesome. And it was cool because they did something really different. Their whole thing initially was they wanted to do something drastically different. I don't know if I brought this up on the show before, but they wanted to do something very different with the normal amount of money people spend on a wedding. And normally average, mid, like really median average. People spend on a wedding is usually about $35,000, roughly. Wow. So they wanted to take that same amount of money and kind of do what they wanted to do with it. And that was the initial plan. And the initial plan was they were going to spend like 15 on the normal wedding stuff, as far as like kind of like having this event with their friends. But it was always going to end in Chicago. But initially what they were going to do was they were going to hire their favorite band to play a show in Chicago that night.
Starfucker.
Yeah, Starfucker. Yeah. We talked about this before.
Just, yeah.
And
it's spelled exactly like it looks, but no vowels.
Yeah, exactly. That ended up falling through, unfortunately. But the whole plan as far as the traveling thing still stayed intact. So what we did instead was they had a nice little like brunch lunch thing with their family at their house where they brought in a food truck, ate. It was awesome because it was like small. They just kind of wanted to hang out and chill with their friends and family. And then then after that, around like 4 o'clock, we left. Everybody was cleaning up. We jumped in the car, meaning me, the photographer that they hired, and them two, and we headed to the airport. And what they did was they actually got married in the airport. And it was cool because Pennsylvania is a Quaker state, what it's called. So you actually don't need an officiant. All you need is 2 witnesses to get married.
Oh, I thought you was about to say all you needed was somebody that looks like somebody on the oatmeal.
No, not literally.
Yeah, as long as he's in attendance,
yeah,
the wedding
good.
is official.
It's official. We're good. No, so all they needed was 2 witnesses in order for it to be an official marriage. So guess what? We were the 2 witnesses were myself and the photographer.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was someone that did the marrying, right?
No, they did it themselves. So they said their own vows to themselves and all that stuff, and it's official. So they did everything you would normally, well, not everything you would normally see because they kept it shorter, but they did like vows and all that stuff and exchange rings and everything. But there just wasn't literally an officiant to basically orchestrate everything. They just did it themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
you could pretty much just kind of pull that off at any bar.
Yeah. In Pennsylvania, and there's a few other, I forgot what other states are what's called Quaker states. Yeah, I forgot what other states are called Quaker states. But yeah, as long as you have 2 willing witnesses, you can legally be married. And that's all you have to do.
Huh.
So it's pretty cool. So the other thing that was really interesting too, which was fun and funny at the same time, we of course were taking advantage of it because it was hilarious. But her dress and his suit was really like unique because what they did was her dress was like half of it was her mom's old dress or like her original dress, and then they connected like the bottom part was almost like this veil like mesh material, and then underneath it she had like a bodysuit. But the bodysuit originally was like this almost like a goldish color. But what they did was the Mark, her husband, painted her dress. And I know I was about to say fiance. But
The Mark.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
The dude, she's sitting there just.
Yeah.
The heist is getting set up for this wedding. Okay.
Yeah. So he painted her dress and her bodysuit like crazy colors, bunch of paint, like did a bunch of stuff to it. And then he had a white shirt under like this really nice, almost like wool, like bespoke suit. And she painted his shirt like crazy, like colors was like nuts. But and then he had on these like nice Louis Vuitton slippers that they found secondhand in Paris when they were traveling, and they only paid like $900 for them. They were normally like $3,000, so they got them secondhand. They were like really fucking nice, but they were like this deep purple, almost like a little bit lighter than like a wine color. So that with like the dark gray suit and that crazy colored shirt, and then her dress with all this stuff, her makeup, which she had done like really like if you've ever seen like Jim and the Holograms. Like that 80s style, like real, like the crazy, like that's the way. And then she had like a crown on. So like our running joke was that they were like the queen and king of like some random European country that nobody had ever heard of. If anybody asked, because they were just like, we were just going through the airport, like checking our bags and stuff. And they've just got like a photographer and a videographer just like following them around. Like people were looking like, what the fuck is going on? Especially when we were doing the actual like ceremony thing when they were getting married.
Yeah.
That was really funny because they had this old like vintage like 80s like boom box. So like when he like walked out first, put it down.
He did. Oh.
I wanted him to do it. I wanted a video shot of him because there was like this balcony thing near their house.
Yeah.
And I wanted him to like walk up and be hold
the boombox over his head.
But it was really one of the funniest things was because it was an old like D battery tape player boombox. It was really cool because it was like they found it in a thrift shop. So when he walked out and like put the boombox down and hit play, he was like, oh wait, I gotta fast forward a little bit. He was like fast forwarding it. And then when they did that part and then they did their dance and stuff, they did the same thing. They were like, all right. It was still like where it was at the beginning when she walked out, and then it was like, oh wait, I gotta fast forward again. Yeah. So it was really funny. But yeah, so we did that.
I could picture like them wearing weird outfits and stuff like that.
Nice.
The song that they were dancing together was like, we can dance if we want to.
That'd be great.
And leave your cats behind. It just looks like, what is it called? The safety dance?
Yeah, safety dance.
Yeah, okay.
And because I always think about Futurama.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But the thing that was it was really cool because like obviously their outfits and all that crazy stuff. And then we finally got to the airport, and then we were like exhausted because what they were gonna do was they were gonna eat their cake and their champagne on the plane. But as soon as we got on the plane, everybody fell asleep. So then we fly to Chicago, and we make it to Chicago, land, and then we do like some other like shots with them there, and then we split off. They go to their hotel because they had to get up in the morning to fly to Mexico to their honeymoon, and then me and the photographer went to ours and just chilled out, and then got on the plane and the next afternoon, and then flew back. So
wow.
It was pretty nuts. It was awesome. It was cool because the song that they danced, their first dance was like to this really like hauntingly like really pretty song. It's by this band called The Books, and it's called Free Translation. And it's really kind of interesting what they did, like as far as the band. Like what they did was they wrote this song, they translated it into Japanese, like the original lyrics, and then they just copied and pasted the Japanese lyrics into Google Translate and just let it spit out whatever on the back end, and that's what they sung in English. So like when you listen to the lyrics, it's really like vague and odd, like it's weird, like it still works, but it's like the astronaut and the burning woman in the cabin, and then you're like, what the fuck is he talking about? But it's a literal translation from English to Japanese and then back to English again through Google Translate.
So they're called The Books.
They're called The Books, and the song is called Free Translation. And it's a really like hauntingly beautiful song, because all the hook is I see you, so it's really good for like a couple type thing.
Yeah. There it is.
But it was interesting. I'll have to play it for you after. It's an interesting song. But yeah, that was most of the, as far as the crazy travel, like back and forth. I've got to go back up there for a wedding that's all in Chicago in a few weeks, which should be interesting because that'll be my first time actually staying, like going into Chicago, which was really funny because like when that plane ride is like comically short, like you basically feel the plane like just like an arch, like just like rainbow. So it was funny when we were going there. I was talking to the guy next to me. The plane was like the size of a fucking Prius when we were on our way there, which obviously makes sense because we're going like, it's like a 45-minute flight. So there's no need for it to be a giant 747. But I was talking to the guy, and then like finally I was like seeing where he was going, whatever. And then I like leaned over and like fell asleep. And then the lady went past and she was like, "You want anything to drink?" And I took some water and I like drunk it. And then like I like fell back asleep. And I was like, boom. Please prepare for a landing. I was like, what? I like looked at the guy next to me. I was like, are we here? He was like, yep. I was like, damn, that was quick. And it was really cool because as I was like leaning up against the wall and the window was closed. So as soon as I opened the window, like we were banking like right over top of Sears Tower. So I like immediately grabbed my camera and like started filming. So I mean, it was just like pretty lights, which was badass. So I can't wait to go back and actually like shoot like for extended period of time in Chicago. Not just like 12 hours. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I've been playing a few games. Got some stuff cheap on sale. I picked up that Mirror's Edge Catalyst game, the sequel. It's good, especially because I only paid like $4 for it. But it's really good. It's at the game that follows that girl Faith, and she's like a free runner in that like really like stark, like kind of cool looking city. I got that. I had Just Cause 3 already, but then all the DLC was like $3, so I was like, fuck it. I was like, I might as well.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And then what was the other one? That weird game from the new Saints Row guys called Agents of Mayhem. That was like $4.
It was like an Overwatch parody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like because it's a single player game, but you always have 3 characters in rotation, so you can put them in rotation, then you can just like tap the button and it immediately switches between them. So it's interesting because I've still got like 15 characters to unlock, and the first 3 are pretty cool. But then I just unlocked the first girl you unlock is like this girl from the Middle East who has like a bow and like a badass like hood, and like her powers are like she can like cloak. So I'm like, you're in the rotation definitely, unless somebody else comes along that's awesome. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, especially for $4. I mean, fuck it. But yeah, other than that, same old shit. Can't complain. Oh, Mafia 3. It's actually it's really good. A lot of there's still some janky stuff, which open world games, it's hard to iron out everything. But compared to what I seen when it first came out, like how bad like some of the like load in crap was, and like it like messing up and getting out of sync during cutscenes, it's pretty much all gone, and that story is amazing. Yeah, like it's really good. And like I said to you guys before, when somebody calls you an N-word and then you can just blow their head off, it's pretty fun.
I was about to mention that during my week, but yeah, I'm sitting there just feeling like a civil rights Django.
Yeah,
going through Mafia 3,
especially the outfits. Some of the other outfits. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
There was one gripe. I was in like that revolutionary outfit.
Yeah. Like
a Black Panthers party type outfit.
You could probably gonna say
the same thing. And the cutscene.
Yeah, That's a big annoyance. Like and that's something I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Like since I feel like at least in the
So
games
you're
I've been
having
playing,
fun? Oh no, fuck that. We got something here. We got this to take care of.
yeah, like I feel like I don't know if I feel like it's been since like the 360 era that I remember seeing that happen all the time. Like when it did, because I changed mine from the like the his regular outfit, like the one when he first gets back, and I changed it to the kind of like the suit with the vest. And I was like, cool. I was like, I'm starting to take over shit. Let me put on my suit and I'm gonna fuck people up. And then it went into the cutscene, and I was like, "Fuck it!" I immediately changed it back because I was like, "You just ruined." Like, it's not even the same. Especially some of those costumes. Like, I forgot. There's one that's like Mr. Something, and he's got like a mustache and like racing gloves and like a Kangol. I'm like, it's fucking great. And to see him like interact in the cutscenes because the cutscenes are so well done.
Right.
It'd be funny if he's got like the bald one with the turtleneck. Like it's so funny. But yeah, that was an annoyance. I was like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
But
I felt like a damn badass with that revolutionary outfit too.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then it's all of a sudden it goes. He's bald in this too.
Yeah.
He's bald, shaving all that, glasses,
Yep.
Black and proud type shit. Mm-hmm. And then it goes right to the cutscene. He's back in his old attire
You're like, what?
and his high top fade. And I was just like, come on.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
And
you're
it's
like,
just
screw it.
no, fuck it.
Yeah.
Change it back until they let us.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
do
the way
otherwise.
the story is told through like the kind of like flash forwards, where it's like the people, all the big like players involved are like explaining like when it started out, like that's the first time I met like Lincoln, like that kind of shit. I'm like, that's really well done, and the voice acting is excellent. The acting is really good. Yeah, I like it. I like the New Orleans recreation is cool. Like some of the little nuanced stuff is cool. Like where if you act like an asshole, like driving around the cops, they're specifically like ruthless towards you because you're black.
Yeah. Well, even if you're driving normal,
Yeah,
they still
yeah.
get their eye on you, and it's just like seeing that little blue icon.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shit,
on the
I'm like
HUD.
driving, like yeah.
It's like, dude, I'm this is
He
speed
said-
limit.
he said, I'm stopped
I'm
at
in
the light.
lane. I'm at the light.
Right.
I just want to go.
Yeah.
It's like, just let me go.
And then the funny thing is when you're in like the holler, there's no fucking cops. Like they don't come in the black neighborhood at all. Like I don't think I've seen one.
Right.
But as soon as you cross the bridge into like downtown proper,
They're on you.
They're fucking on you. I'm like, oh my god, it's so annoying. But yeah, it's good. It's really good,
Yeah,
especially
it's-
for free.
It's definitely civil rights Django,
Oh, yeah.
especially with like the white actors. They got to let that fly.
Oh yeah,
And it's like, oh, I get to say what now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
yeah. Especially that with the whole beginning part, the betrayal thing.
Oh man.
When one dude called you, I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm gonna shoot you so fucking. I'm gonna shoot you in the face so hard." I swear
Yeah.
to God.
He said you were one of the good ones.
Yeah,
I was
no,
like,
you
come
were-
on.
yeah, no, you were
You
making-
didn't say, you didn't throw the N word around or nothing.
Yeah.
But son of a bitch.
Yeah,
All right,
you was the one. Okay, all right.
And then like there was this one boss from one of the rackets, and it was like he said, "What you gonna do about it, nigger?" And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, well then you just made this easier for me. Just slit
Yep.
his throat.
I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah, because he was the one that owned like the prostitution house.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one. He was like,
He's like, thank you.
yeah.
You just made this way more easier than it should have been.
Because I used Lincoln's like Batman vision and I like saw him through the floor.
Yeah.
And I was like, where's this last dude? And I saw him and I was like, okay. So I ran up there and like I'd taken out the last dude's like right around the corner and I was like up against the wall. And I love the fact that like when you get up against the wall, like they immediately started interacting. He was like, hey, and I was like, bam, bam. So I felt like that moment, that scene in Bad Boys where the camera circled around. Like I was sitting there like shooting and then like I would go back and then like he would shoot and I would like duck back. And then finally I just rolled in there and like fucking like did the little punch combo thing. And then he said that and I was like, all right, bye. And I was like, no, dude, don't fucking start this. Like, yeah, I
You
took him
could
out.
have did GG or something. It
Right.
was like, yeah, good game, good game.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm out. Which, yeah,
You got
it's
it.
funny.
You got it.
It's funny. The alligators was fun.
Oh yeah, I accidentally got a trophy for that. Didn't even.
I was utilizing that big time on that very first mission where you have to go with the Haitians.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I was just like taking them out and then just like throwing them over the dock, and then all of a sudden it was just like,
Well,
I
yeah,
was like, Jesus Christ! I was like, nobody heard that.
it was like a delayed garbage disposal.
yeah. And then there's people like right there, and I'm like, you guys didn't hear that, like nothing. You just hear bloop.
Well, I was in there
like,
just.
like, Jesus Christ.
Well, I was doing it. It was going to go like, oh, they might see that. They might see the body. Let me dispose of the body.
Yeah, absolutely.
I said they dumped it in there. I turned my back, and all of a sudden I heard. And I looked back,
You're like,
and I just little bubbles, and I was going like, oh shit, and then bling, a little trophy. I was like, yo, what just happened? And then I snuck up on somebody and did it again.
Yeah.
And it's like they were just laying out, and then all of a sudden,
yeah.
And then bubbles again. I was like, oh, this is going to continue happening.
Yeah, like, okay, this is a gameplay mechanic. Which that was the funniest thing, because I remember seeing that like when a lot of people were reviewing the game. That was one of the things that everybody was just tickled to death about, because they were like, look what you can do. They were like, just
let's kill another one.
I know, yeah, they were just like throwing people off boats. But when you first get to the Haitian compound, you're on the boat.
Yeah.
And then like there's an alligator right there. And like at least on mine, I don't know about yours, but like literally like I stopped the boat and it was like go ahead and swim the shore, like swim to the dock, and I was like I could see the dudes, and all of a sudden I just started, and I was like he's right there. I was like he's gonna eat me. So I was like all right, and then like he went back under, and I was like fuck it. I just started swimming. I was like please get to the dock, please get to the dock.
I must have missed that. I think I missed it, and then I didn't. If I'd have fucked around, went in circles. Like, is that a collectible over here? And
yeah, that's the thing.
Snap.
That was one thing I accidentally, when I fell in the water, and I was like, oh, I was like, where's the ladder? I was like freaking out, because I just assumed every bit of it. Like, if you fell in the water, you were fucked.
Yeah.
But
speaking of water and fear, I forgot to mention this about last week or the week before. Mm-hmm. I changed my alarm clock.
Okay.
To the drowning theme song from Sonic.
Oh damn! Nice.
That shit wakes you up.
That's actually good, because there's always, that was so stressful.
Yeah,
when you were a kid,
the first morning I had that set up. Yeah, and this is before school was starting, so she was still in the bed. Like she can pretty much sleep in until school starts.
Absolutely.
And then all of a sudden, like 5:30 hits.
No.
I sit there and hopped out of bed. The phone was right there on the nightstand right next to me. All I had to do was roll over. I hopped out of bed, sat up, and was sitting there scrambling to sit there and look for the stop button. Just
like you were actually going to drown.
Yeah. That shit gets you going. That will wake you up.
Oh, yeah.
And try it.
Man, that was stress. Yeah, I need to do that, because that was so stressful when you were a kid. You're like trying to, and then that last little boonk, like floating in. You're like, fucking damn it, like I died.
Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah. God, it's so funny. Dude, it's so hilarious to me too, because like that was one of the first video games that got me into video games, because my mom loves that fucking game. So like as soon as she got an iPad, that was the first thing she downloaded. So like she'll be playing. I'm like, dude, the controls suck on this. She's like, I still like it. she's like playing, like she's running through Green Hill Zone, like trying to play it. I was like, I need that Sonic remix on the Switch. I was like, I need to show that to her. She'd probably lose her shit.
I'm sure.
But yeah.
I'm sorry. So we were kind of bleeding into
what we were talking about and all that good stuff, and then our weeks.
Yes.
Got that out of the way.
I'm
done. Yeah, okay, I can't think of anything else.
Yeah. So I was about to mention Mafia 3.
Yep. That was good.
I'm regressing in Absolver all of a sudden, but go ahead.
I was just going to tell everybody, download it if you've got a PlayStation while it's still free, because it's free, so you might as well.
If you got PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, if you have PlayStation Plus. I haven't downloaded the other one yet. I still need to.
Dead by Daylight?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to invite y'all, but obviously,
like
you figured,
Yeah, I'll download it. But yeah, no, you were saying about what were you about to go?
I'm gonna leave it alone, because I've been talking about it enough as it is. I'm getting my ass whooped. I'm recording the gameplay to figure out, like, okay, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
Like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
But at least I'm progressing, so there's that. I was getting ready for this week's topics, which are going to be the album reviews.
Yep.
And kind of fuck it, we'll just bleed into that. Before we get started on topics. First and foremost, rest in peace
to
Aretha Franklin.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as far as, is there much to add to that? As far as,
I mean, it's one of those. I guess. I mean, the only thing I could think of was just one of those. That's one of those artists that you always. I mean, the same thing as like Prince and Michael and everything, where you just always assume they're going to be around. Like their music is so lasting that their music and. That's one interesting thing, too, and I think I had thought about that, but I can't remember my exact question I was going to pose to you guys. But it was something along the lines of, like, how the difference between, like, music that really is going to carry through regardless of when the artists pass on. Like, for instance, this week, Prince's estate and Prince's family just released, like, more stuff of his onto Spotify. I'm like, oh.
Right.
Like that gold, what was it, the gold Experience, the Gold Experience, which I had never heard that album. I missed that one, so I was like, oh shit, okay. But yeah, it's one of those things where that's one of those mediums. A lot of times with a lot of like just general mediums, whether it's like art, music, whatever. I mean, fashion design, even anything, where if it's done right, if it's done with care, if you put your all into it, it's going to last way beyond you. So it's kind of this immortal loophole.
Yeah.
If you will.
I came up with a question just now, but it's a bit morbid.
Okay.
And I don't want to sit there and be the reason because of something happening to these people.
Okay.
But we may hold off until we get more people involved.
Okay.
But like if an artist that is known now or that is in the present, as far as like considered a superstar now, if they were to suddenly pass by any kind of weird accident or drugs or anything crazy, if they were to die right now,
right,
what would you consider what song or what album or what project, what is it of theirs that you would consider their legacy?
Oh, you mean just like artists in general? Yeah.
Like I said, I just now thought of this, and I don't know if that's a good idea to sit there and go deeper into that, on account of like, knock on wood type shit.
Right. I do like it, but I think we could revisit it with more people and pick exactly what artists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it just becomes a lasting legacy conversation.
Yeah.
Or what we consider people's best work. Honestly, yeah. Which I guess that could
be an argument in and of itself too.
And that could be, those don't have to be one and the same. Because if somebody has something polarizing that's not as popular, it could still stand the test of time more just because of the effect that it had at the current time that it was released. Little B's "I'm Gay" comes to mind. That's a very weird, specific example.
Oh, shit. I don't think we're topping that one. No. I don't think we're topping that one.
It's so stupid.
We'll leave that be.
Oh, God. Hey.
No pun intended. We're leaving that alone.
All right, yep, done.
We're going to leave it alone.
Yeah, we'll do that.
And back away from it. All right. So still on the topic of music.
Yes.
I've been trying to listen to a couple more albums. Tried to listen to Doja Cat's album, which I found, and I didn't get around to it because I wanted to give these next few albums a thorough listen, like multiple listens. Right. And let me get started with Jack Harlow.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, I've heard about him for years, mostly due to like local Twitter or like Twitter from Kentucky and all that other stuff. It's like, yo, this dude from Louisville.
The connection.
Absolutely. The connection that we have.
Same thing with Bryson, I guess, too.
What's that?
I said the same thing with Bryson. Like I mean, he was literally around.
Yeah.
Here, performing and stuff, even before. I told you about that story, didn't I? About the music video thing.
No, I don't recall.
Can I tell you this real quick?
Sure.
Really funny. I could have swore I told you this because it was one of those things where it was so like, fuck. But one day I was at work and I was talking to my buddy. We were just talking about local hip hop, and he's really into music, so he's constantly listening to stuff and checking out stuff. So I think this might have been when we had first had started listening to Harlow stuff.
Yeah.
And we was talking about Bryson too, just as like local artists, and I was telling him about all the other people that I know, from Shiesty to Divine to Nemo, everybody. And I got a text message from my buddy Ryan, just randomly. He was going through all his old emails. Stumbled across an email from it had to be 2011 probably. Mm-hmm. No, actually it might not have been. It might have been when because I was trying to figure out, because he had Don't for a while. Okay. And he hit me and Ryan up about doing it. He was like, Divine gave me your contact information. I wanted to see about doing a music video. We never saw the message. And I'm pretty sure it probably would have been for the first draft of Don't. And I was like, motherfucker.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why.
God,
this is why you filter your inbox.
dude, I was so mad.
And this is why you thoroughly check and filter your inbox and clean it out.
I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, you serious right now? and I told my reporter buddy, and he was just laughing his ass off. Because, I mean, obviously, at this point, this you can't be mad. Because, one, it's our fault, and it sucks. But it's hilarious. Yeah. It's just fucking funny.
It is.
Yeah. So that was a funny kind of stupid fucking thing that happened.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway.
So hearing about Jack Harlow, I was sitting there going like, wait, that sounds like an anime character. But no, I just now looked it up. I'm thinking of Captain Harlock. So anybody that knows Captain Harlock, sorry for the confusion there. No. All right, so with Jack Harlow, I was sitting there looking at him. It's like, it's kind of weird, curly-haired white dude with glasses, and I was kind of like, oh, okay, so he does nerd rap. And then I listened. No, he does not. No, he just comes. Yeah, it's such a contrast. With how he looks and how he raps or what he raps.
Yeah.
And before, I didn't even realize the most recent album, Loose, came out this weekend.
Yes.
Friday, I just stumbled upon Sundown, a single from Loose.
Yep.
And I was like, oh yeah, Jack Harlow. I forgot. Okay, he's on Spotify. Well, let me see what else they got of him.
Yeah.
So I ended up listening to the first two albums of his.
18 and Gazebo.
18 and Gazebo. Now I listened to it out of order because I looked at the wrong dates on it. So
you listened
I listened to Gazebo first, and then I listened to 18.
Okay.
And I really enjoyed Gazebo.
Dude,
had I known it was around last year, I would have definitely loved to have given it a review. I probably would have given it a gold at that time.
Yeah. He has a it's been funny like watching him because I started listening to him a lot right before Gazebo came out.
Okay.
And it was kind of through the connection of, he's really close with KY's Finest, who's from KY Engineering, who is from here in Lexington.
Based in Atlanta.
Based in Atlanta, absolutely. It was really interesting to see kind of timeline of discovering this kid from Louisville, and then seeing he would go down there and record stuff with KY. I would see them post and stuff back and forth. And then all of a sudden, DJ Drama co-signed and signed him. I was like, holy shit. When Gazebo dropped. And then now with this Loose album, he's officially signed to Atlantic. So it was just really interesting, over the past year, this crazy timeline. And then going into Gazebo and listening to it, I really enjoyed that album. And one of the things that he said, when he made it, which perfectly translated into the way the album sounds thematically, is he said, I wanted to make an album that sounds like night. That sounds like night times in Louisville. And I'm like, fucking, you nailed it.
Yeah.
Because every single one of those songs sounds like it would be listening tonight. I mean, even like Eastern Parkway, for instance, the start.
Yes.
I'm on Eastern Parkway. Right through that's perfect. And then you got obviously Dark Knight, which was fucking blew up like crazy.
Waste of Youth. Detox, I really enjoyed.
Oh my God. Detox is so good.
Very
Detox is excellent. That might be my favorite one off there, to be honest. And like you said, it's this interesting thing, and me and my buddy at work always have this conversation. He makes really good music, but then also on the other side of it, just from even from a business standpoint, he's really marketable. Yeah. Because when you listen to him, and this might sound old coming from me because I'm getting old, but you can and I never thought I would say this, sound like my dad. You can understand and follow everything he says.
Yeah.
The message, the stories, the experiences, you can hear everything.
Yeah.
His flow and cadence are very, for lack of a better term,
it's less inside joke. It's very less. Yeah, it's less outside looking in type of deal. Yeah. When he's talking about the shit, it's kind of he's right. You're right there with him.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, absolutely.
That's definitely what I felt with Gazebo. Now, as far as you having to tell me that the third album, Loose, came out.
Yeah.
I didn't see it any fucking where. I don't know how that even happened.
That's weird.
But I didn't get to catch it until.
When did you look? Because he was getting frustrated. I saw his post and stuff, and then KY's post was funny because he was on Friday when it was supposed to drop at midnight.
Yeah.
He was it's up on Tidal. He said, support black people, you assholes. And I just laughed. He's stupid. But then at midnight, that's all it was on for some reason it wasn't posted on Spotify and it wasn't posted on Apple Music until like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Might it be kind of like that petty clash and shit? That,
Maybe
again,
so, but the only thing is
with companies.
But the way, see the only thing is that would have to be through whoever distributed it, which wouldn't make sense. There's no way Tidal would be able to hold, because the way Harlow was talking, like he said, I'm trying to figure out why the fuck it's not posted on everything yet. So what they did in the meantime, which was really interesting, was they posted all the songs on YouTube. They made like a YouTube, like just like video with like the album art, and then they just like posted the whole playlist on YouTube just to hold people over for like the few hours until it actually posted on everything, which I think ended up being around like 3 o'clock in the morning on Friday proper. Which you said you couldn't find it though.
Yeah,
on Spotify, right?
Right, and
But when was that?
That was in the morning,
Oh,
like
really?
prior to
So
noon.
That's weird. I'm wondering if maybe Spotify might have got it last for some reason.
Maybe
Maybe it was on Apple Music in the morning and then it took for a while. Yeah. But yeah, you could tell he was like frustrated that it wasn't up on everything immediately, which was weird. But
so I was ready to sit there and actually talk about Gazebo this whole time. I was sitting there like I listened to it twice.
That's great.
I backed off, and then I listened to the next person we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
And then you said you went and told me, oh, here's the third album. Wait, what? And so like I guess
great.
with that whole issue with the uploading,
Yeah.
it's like that fucking Nas situation all over again. It's like Nas is handling all Spotify uploads.
Right, for all the Kanye albums.
So getting a chance to finally listen to that, which worked out because it made sense, or it worked out as far as listening to it on the weekend, because this is definitely like a weekend type of album.
Absolutely.
I did not enjoy it as much as Gazebo.
Me either. And I had my thing that I said, one, I like the quote that I saw DJ Booth on their article, which that was cool, seeing like a DJ Booth article review, which is one of the main like Twitters that I follow for album reviews, like posting it without him retweeting it, like literally just seeing it and knowing this is a kid from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Like that was cool, just seeing that kind of thing. But then the other side of it was they said Jack Harlow perfectly encapsulates the moment the smoke ring from your cigarette hits the ceiling, was what they said, which I was like, it's interesting. And then I listened to the album. It was funny reading that first, and then I listened to the album.
Where were they going with that?
See, the thing from what I read in the review, it's that this album, to them at least, was a representation of his experiences and his kind of like day-to-day thing as he's still a teenager. Yeah. Like, that was kind of what they were trying to get across, I think, which was they just came with a very, I don't know how to describe it. I was about to say a very, very extravagant way of describing it with that first line, which was funny. But I liked it. I think it works. But what I said at work when I was talking about this was I don't like it as much as Gazebo, but I feel like Gazebo was more my tone. What I personally look for in music, especially hip hop. Yeah. Like the samples, the jazz, kind of like the nighttime feel, that was more my tone personally. So I didn't really have that much against Loose as an album itself, except for like a couple tracks I really didn't like. I just felt it wasn't for me, right? Type thing. As much. Now there are some stuff on there, like Sundown. I really fucking like,
especially like for that's the startup to be the starting point for Sundown. Yeah, absolutely. And it had a very Neptune's feel to it.
Did you know that Pharrell had something directly to do with that? I think they had to, which
well, I mean, it sounds obvious now that you say it, but yeah.
I think it's only the vocal sample. If you hear at the beginning where he's like, like you hear Pharrell, he did an interview like the end of last week, which was really funny because he was talking about how like they asked him about it, and he was like, he said we found out about that like right before the album was going to come out, and he was like, I was just talking to one of my producers. I was like, hey, did Pharrell say it was okay to use that? And he was like, Oh yeah, yeah. No, he told me like a week ago. He was like, "Oh," he said, "I guess there's certain information I'm not privy to." It's just funny. He was basically saying like, "I'm not at that level yet where I get to talk to Pharrell." That was the joke he was making.
Yeah.
He was like, "I'm not at that level yet where I get to talk to Pharrell personally."
Yeah.
He was like, "It has to go through
Channels,
different channels, and then we're fine." So I think that's what it was. I think the beat, of course, was an original beat by one of his guys.
Okay.
But I think they just put that vocal sample in because, I mean, it fucking fits.
Very.
Big time.
I like when I first heard it, I was kind of going. I didn't want to say it was like discount Neptunes, but it was just like very like, wow, this is like.
Oh, that tone, dude, that organ, that fucking
yeah,
it's 100%. That
and then the percussion
to
too is as far as how that goes.
absolutely.
Now I did have a problem with that because I'm trying to find the song now.
Okay.
Let me look for it because it almost repeats the same production.
Okay.
Okay, Sundown.
That's what you got.
None. Okay, I'm kind of going track by track
Yeah,
now.
go ahead.
But,
I need to bring mine
None
up,
Free
too.
it's cool. It was all right. It was just kind of like it ain't for me. Oops. Pick Your Phone Up. I kind of like. It kind of has a little airy to it. Almost sounds like that. What was that instrument called on Fruity Loops, where it almost sounds like a chorus?
Damn it.
Like,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I can't remember the name of it, but
God
yeah.
damn it. I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember.
Slide for Me, I didn't care for.
That's right. Cody Banks, I like.
Yes, I was about to mention that. Cody
Cody
Banks
Banks
is what I
is
really
good.
enjoyed. That was and go figure. That was the
That's
same
the other
one
one.
that sounds exactly like Sundown almost
Yeah, it's a
with
good
production wise.
It's good, yeah.
Cody Banks, I really enjoyed. Oops, I almost skipped next. And
Sylvia?
Yes,
Yep.
is what I really enjoyed. 2 for 1 again on here.
Yep. He's good.
Like This was all right. Ninth Grade is another one of those that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, that was good.
Just because I felt like, not really like he's going back to Gazebo,
Yeah.
but just kind of in a sense of I'm getting more of an impression of who you are compared to what you like, or who you are compared to what you like to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like with the other songs where I was like, I don't care for it. It felt very surface level
Yeah, absolutely.
in a sense that like, Riding Around Town. I see you. It's like, yeah, it's like riding around town.
Yeah.
Hang with the homies, chilling out, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. It's just kind of going like, okay, cool. I can hear that from anybody else. I was just like, well, what about that compared to like with Gazebo, where he's sitting there talking about how he was already like, he's trying to avoid drugs as much as possible because he already knows how that's going to sit there and fuck with him.
Yeah,
or
he
something
said
along
he said if I have to do it through drugs, then basically it's
as far as like
thing.
how he didn't like making music under the influence.
I mean, yeah, and even in the songs that were like the hits, the singles, like Dark Knight, like he said that one line where he's like, when I put that on everything, I ain't been happy since 13. Like that, like shit like that. That's fucking like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, oh, geez. Like there's shit like that like buried in there, and that's what I like. I do like that about
Harlow.
about Harlow and about Gazebo in particular.
Yeah. And for him to give a shout out to, or to have Sci-Hi to Prince on here for Drip Drop,
I got excited because I was just listening to it.
Because he had mentioned him in the last album.
Yeah. He's mentioned him before, and he's had interactions with him like outside of like actually on a song. But it was really cool because Sci-Hi just kind of like steps in, like, hey, like he just like he opened the door. It was just like bam.
And everybody was just
cool.
like, they were both in their pocket too on that.
Yeah.
It was all right. I mean, we've heard better from both of them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But it was a pleasant surprise to sit there and see them together on the track.
And that cosign is huge.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have a shit ton of respect for Sci-Hi, and he's great. He's a really good fucking MC.
Yeah. I forget. Well, Pick Your Phone Up. I ain't heard from K-Camp in a minute.
No, it's been a while.
Yeah, so it was a pleasant surprise. Another pleasant surprise to kind of go like, oh yeah. Ain't nothing to cut that bitch off. Yeah, that dude.
Yeah.
So after Drip Drop, Knack for It, Vacate, and Too Much,
it ends very low. That was my
low
biggest.
note?
That was my biggest. Not really. I won't say low, but it just kind of ended. Like Too Much, especially, I don't think is a good outro.
Right.
As much. I feel like it could have ended on a stronger note. I wish it would have.
Yeah. I had it on repeat,
and
like Too Much was on, and I was kind of like, all right, whatever. And then I just kind of tuned out.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when it ended, it went right back to Sundown, and I was like,
like,
wait,
oh.
what?
Yeah, you're like, oh, like it's over.
That was it.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a letdown in and of itself right there.
Yeah.
Now, let's see. I had the number in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 tracks. Out of them 13 tracks, as I said, I really enjoyed Sundown. I liked Pick Your Phone Up, Cody Banks, Sylvia, Ninth Grade.
Right.
Those are the ones I for a fact enjoyed out of those 13. Almost half. Pretty decent.
Yeah.
I would give this a silver.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would give
As
this
far
silver.
as just we've heard
Yeah.
much better from him.
Yeah.
And as far as with album reviews, it's always best to kind of compare them to where they were and where they are now.
Yeah.
And how that stacks up compared to.
Especially the interesting thing that we're talking about, like the third one, and we're talking about an artist that's so young and that is still going up the escalator. Like, so it's, yeah, I would definitely agree with the silver because I definitely agree with your gold for Gazebo that you like mentioned before.
Yeah. I'm hearing a lot of Drake imitations in this album. A little bit.
There's that I heard because that's one of the things I think that plays into his, and I don't want to make that comparison like it's a crutch type thing.
Yeah.
But I think that's something that plays into one of the reasons why Drake is so marketable is one of the reasons why I think Harlow is so is because it's that cadence is very, very like easy to get into and very easy to like hear and understand and really take in the lyrics. Yeah. Not just like hear them and just go with the beat and just enjoy the beat and just kind of dance, whatever. Like, no, you can hear it. You're getting something from it. And it's easy. You don't have to try.
Right.
It's just there. Like, he's giving you the lyrics. He's got a very polished delivery. And that's what a lot of people want. That's what a lot of people will gravitate to and listen to. The other thing I want to give a shout out to is who's been doing his visual stuff pretty much since the jump is BCS, who is a videographer from here. And photographer. He's a fucking excellent videographer. And all of his videos that he's done for him and done for a bunch of other people are always really good. I like he did the Sundown video. He did the Dark Knight video. Like he's done pretty much all his video stuff. But yeah, his concert video stuff, the tour stuff. So yeah, it's been cool to see just kind of the momentum from Harlow over the past like year since Gazebo and stuff, and then moving forward and then seeing like him touring all over the fucking place, and on all these different festivals and everything. It's awesome. But yeah, I definitely agree with the album. Like we said, I think it's just Gazebo was totally like that was my fucking like right in my lane. Yeah, and I really really enjoyed that album.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you want to take a break from the music for a split second?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, then. Have you seen the trailer for... Actually, to backtrack, have you watched One Punch Man?
Yeah, not all of it.
Okay.
Some of it. Just
well,
because I kept hearing like...
Yeah. So apparently, it feels like it's been like almost 2-3 years since that first season.
Fucking forever.
Yeah. And so now the second season is finally coming out in April of 2019.
Very nice.
And, the trailer that I watched, it didn't give away a whole lot. Obviously, they must have still been in post production or whatever. But
yeah,
and animation takes a long fucking. It takes a lot of fucking effort.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I haven't read any of the comics or anything like that, so I don't know exactly what to expect from here. So I'm ready. And especially like the commentary that it had in the previous season. Yeah. As far as like kind of like bureaucracy or responsibilities or just like being an adult and just kind of going about either going for what you dream of or just going after either going what you dream of or just kind of just being complacent and just working somewhere that you can't stand or something along those lines. There's a lot more to it, but we'll get into that later. Probably when we talk about it a little bit more. Hopefully once you and I think Brent watched a little bit of it.
I'm pretty sure he finished. I'm not sure if he finished the whole thing, but I think he got farther than me, I believe.
Okay, then. Yeah. That's definitely something I wanted to touch up on when we get a chance.
Is this day and date with Japan, or is this coming out like this fall in Japan, and then we're getting it later? You know?
Oh, that wasn't made clear.
It didn't say nationwide. I mean, not nationwide, but worldwide.
It wasn't made clear. Okay. It wasn't made clear when I watched the trailer. So
that's what's up.
All right. Speaking of trailers of a second season of people punching things.
That's good.
It's amazing how that worked out.
That's really good.
It's amazing how this worked out.
Yeah, that's good.
Second season of Iron Fist is coming out in September.
Yep.
Have you had a chance to watch the trailer?
Not yet. I haven't seen this trailer.
Okay.
I still got to.
So.
Because I was worried. Still. So I want to see what your thoughts on it
This
are.
is. I'm actually a little more optimistic.
Okay.
About what to expect from this second season of Iron Fist.
Okay. Are we seeing a tonal shift as far as like in the character? Because we didn't really need a tonal shift in the world. Well, maybe a little bit, but we needed a tonal shift in the care. We needed a tonal shift in Iron
There
Fist.
was in the world there kind of was a tonal shift that was needed.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, a little bit.
From what I remember from the first season, is that what I was expecting this to be was like a kung fu flick that just happened to have superheroes in it.
Yeah. Okay.
As we mentioned, the best Marvel projects are those that are a specific genre and you just toss a superhero in it.
Absolutely.
What I was expecting was a kung fu flick, almost old school, like Shaw Brothers type shit. And it's like not to the point where when they're talking and then someone else is doing the dub over it.
No.
But you know, at
Kung
least
Pao.
like even if they go a little even if they went a little campy with it, I've been okay with it. Just as long as that's the vibe that they're going with. No, that's not what they went. They didn't even until like in the middle of the season, they didn't even go the martial arts focus.
No.
It kind of felt more like a business espionage or like almost like a business drama.
Yeah, it did.
What with the whole issue with Meacham and
The family,
family and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And for them to go that route, it kind of just
Yeah, you needed. Yeah.
It's like no, we need a little bit more focus,
Right.
and it feels like they are focusing a lot more in this season too, especially like kind of showing Danny's past, showing Davos that his buddy that was also supposed to be the guardian of Kunlun with him before Danny ran off.
Right.
So they spoil it in the trailer. He gets an iron fist of his own, but it's red.
Okay.
They finally show the costume,
Oh, really?
but it's on a corpse.
Oh.
The original,
the
the original Iron Fist outfit is on a corpse.
Okay.
It's like the green and yellow,
Yeah.
the yellow and black headband.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck y'all. And then they show a flashback also in the trailer of Danny and Davos fighting.
Yeah.
And they're like, their hands are like tied to each other and they got to be close quarters with their fight.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing this is to determine who's worthy enough to go against the dragon or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And on their heads are those headbands again. Okay. And it looks exactly like the the original Iron Fist headband.
Like the right one,
And it feels like they're just teasing you with it.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck y'all. It's like you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing.
And the thing is, they can't do like the Daredevil last episode. He finally puts it on thing. Like we need to see this like at minimum halfway through the season. And I would rather it be like the third episode, like the second.
You'd hope.
Yeah. Like we need this to happen quick because we've already. The thing is, like, it's not even that we've just been through his season. We've been through Defenders, so we need to get this shit going.
And after that, Jessica Jones,
exactly,
and then Luke Cage, and
like we need. The time is moving. Like, put the fucking suit on.
And with him, oh shit,
you didn't meet the biscuit. You're really
right.
Joking.
So with him to be the last Defender
Absolutely.
to have their second season, he needs to break the streak.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Because these second seasons of each of these characters has not been great.
No.
The only one that had a lot of promise to it was Daredevil's.
Yeah.
Because of Punisher.
Yeah.
And then once that was taken care of, it was just kind of
exactly.
Because of the hand, because of the whole Elektra and the hand deal.
Yeah, right.
And it just kind of just fell apart almost.
Right.
And then they tried to bring Punisher back at the end. And I was like, he had shit to do with this.
Right. Yeah.
No.
Let me lean it on your crutch. Get out of here.
Yeah. You kick that crutch out.
Yeah. Get out
of here, Tiny Tim.
Right. And that's the thing. But that's the crazy thing about it is that if big fucking if Iron Fist was to be the one to break the cycle, that would be like the biggest fucking comeback thing.
Right.
Because he has no business being the one breaking the cycle. But if they could pull it off, because I know they've gotten like, they fucking see the
feedback.
backlash and the feedback.
Yeah. And that's kind of also probably the problem. That's kind of a big con with, well, then again, I was going to sit there and say, like, kind of give them an out. It's like, oh, well, when they're doing the seasons, they're doing it all in one go. And then they sit there, they give you the entire season in one day. But it was like, no, I mean, technically, other shows, even if they have like 25 episodes or they got to work with 25 episodes, when they're done, they're done. There's no reshooting and then based off of character feedback or anything like that.
Yeah, unless something drastic happens.
Yeah.
That would be the only way. Which even still, there would be very little, like, let's say if it released episodically and everybody was on payroll until they were all released type thing, to be able to pull off any kind of significant changes based on what I would only assume to be a week-to-week feedback cycle, there's no fucking way.
Nah,
It'd be
not really.
Super hard.
Yeah.
Because when you're talking about, like, okay, the new episode came out Friday, and then all weekend everybody's shitting on us, and then they come in Monday and they're like, can we change anything before we start shooting? Because this episode has to be done by Friday.
Unless they were doing a Saturday Night Live bit.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. Okay, we got to fix this shit before fucking Saturday.
Record it Saturday and then distribute it.
Yeah, the same, right. Yeah, there's no way.
Spotify upload times.
Oh my God. Yeah, right. Some dude just sitting in front of a computer with it like plugged in at like a Starbucks trying to upload the newest episode of Iron Fist. Dude walks over, what are you doing?
70 gigs. 70 gigabytes.
Oh, right.
Oh, I should have did this at home.
A bunch of shit keeps leaking of people angrily shaking their laptop because they're trying to update the news like fucking Netflix.
Ask the barista if they got an Ethernet.
Right. He's like pulling it from the kitchen, like running over, trying to plug it in. Oh man, it's just like all the stupid shit that happens that I don't understand. I swear they're doing it on purpose. But all the dumb shit that keeps happening with Ubisoft, where all the Assassin's Creed games keep getting leaked on like fucking subways, like 'cause some dude's got his laptop open with like his fucking .exe file, like Tomb Raider such and such like, dude, I can see it. I'm sitting right next to you. You're like looking at it. Like you're looking at design documents on the train.
How in the hell?
Like, what are you doing?
No. How in the hell does Ubisoft have a video game series called Watch Dogs based on hacking? And they can't even stop from themselves from getting hacked and getting shit leaked.
I think that was a lot of people's joke because I think I think before Watch Dogs 2 came out, that was like one of the first things, like somebody had saw like a thing that said Watch Dogs 2 on somebody's fucking phone on the train. And they're like, what are you, like, how does this keep happening? Like every Assassin's Creed game has been leaked. Every one of them. Since 1. Well, since 2, I guess. Like every one of them has been leaked in a dumb way like that, where somebody just happened to snap a picture.
And then Assassin's Creed comes out once every year.
Right. It's like, dude, look. Like, why are you open?
Was there one time where they've backed up?
They skipped a year on the last one. So before we got the Egyptian one,
Origins.
that's really fucking good.
Before Origins.
Before Origins, they skipped a year. Now we're back on the 1 year cycle because the new one is pretty much, it's not set in the same place, but there's a lot of overlap between the Greece and African, like the timeline.
Okay.
Like you can tell, just from looking at it, but that new one actually looks really fucking good. But yeah, it's so stupid. It's such a dumb thing. But yeah, so we'll see if Iron Fist can fucking do it. I went and watched, me and my girlfriend watched this last night, because we watched the original Constantine movie. That's
with
like one of my,
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite fucking, I love that movie. Like not even as a comic book movie, I just really like that movie. And it was one of those things that's really frustrating because, of course, like, my disdain when I got upset with the whole canceling of the Constantine show.
Yeah.
There's so much good shit in that specific, like, in his universe and his comics that's, like, crazy and different.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about dark. I mean, you can't get darker than the devil. I mean, that's the thing. Like, he could be DC's Doctor Strange, basically. He's the mystic.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more, but still, like,
as far as like, they have Dr. Fate, which is according to Death Battle, more powerful than Doctor Strange, but whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, I like Doctor.
Constantine is more like a down to earth.
Yeah, literally.
Shit, where was I going with that? Yeah,
I was gonna say like, because I mean, and then like his sub characters.
Yeah,
like
he doesn't take himself nearly as serious as Dr. Fate.
Oh no,
or anything like that. Yeah, he takes a stick out.
And then yeah, and then you've got your what's name. Then you've got like Papa Midnight. Like you've got his side characters are fucking great.
The world building in that movie and the show was.
Oh, dude, it just has this uneasy, like stark feeling to it the whole time. That's what we were talking about when we were watching it. Like the world feels empty in a very like unsettling way. Like that whole I love the part like where the demons come to get the cop, like the sister, and then
the streets was
and then it goes dark, and the only thing that takes him a while to like drain the light out of is that Mary statue. And then she's like, what the hell is that? It's like wings. And then he like puts that cloth on. And that was the other thing I was explaining. I was talking to my girlfriend about was like, the thing that I like about him too, like at least in this movie, is like, when we got Doctor Strange, there was like an elaborate, like, this is the way the universe flows. And like, we saw the kind of way, like we saw behind like what was in the sausage, how the sausage is made type thing. With him, he does a lot of stuff where you're like, what the fuck was that?
It was more show, not tell.
Yeah, you're like, the fact that he just wrapped it up and caught it out and just burned them all. And like in the back of my mind, I was like, I assume that was a blessed cloth that when he lit it on fire, the light burned all the demons.
Right.
And then when he went to hell, he had that orb of water.
Holy water, yeah.
And he like broke it on his chest, and that was what brought him back. Like shit, like it's always something in that movie where you're like, ooh, that was weird. I guess this is how it works.
Yeah.
Type thing. Yeah.
And it's kind of going like it was to the point where it didn't tell you a lot. It just told you enough to move forward.
Absolutely.
It was like, this is a thing that works.
Yeah.
Fucking roll with it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, we need to get out of here. These fuckers are coming.
So,
and it wasn't convoluted where you're like, I don't understand how that works. Like you kind of could.
Yeah. It was like if someone were to explain it to me, I would I would understand. Oh, then you definitely should have used that. But it was kind of along the lines of like, oh, and then as far as the way time slowed down when they were going to hell.
Yeah, exactly. It stopped.
Yeah.
Like, because the one that was really cool was like when she went and that drop of water stopped and then it like broke. So you like got like a very quick, like it stopped and then she was there for like minutes and then she broke out and then like fell out of the tub and stuff.
Which is also kind of an interesting parallel as far as how time flies in hell.
Yeah.
How
slow.
Well, no. Everything.
What are you saying?
As far as she felt like they were there for minutes.
Yeah.
When it was only like a split second on Earth.
Yeah, because remember he had the conversation talking about like when he was only dead for 2 minutes, but he said it like felt like, he's like 2 minutes in hell is like fucking forever.
Yeah, and like like the water dropping or her closing the door.
Yeah, that was
and
great.
all of that within that. Yeah, all of that within that time is just like it kind of also parallels between like when you're in hell.
Yeah.
They're saying that you're there for an eternity.
Yeah.
So just imagine how long that fucking feels.
Yeah.
On hell time compared to Earth time,
like regular time,
when it's only like a split second, and then like you've already lived like 5 years down there.
Yeah, exactly.
So that in and of itself also added like an extra type of like a gravity to it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now, what was that Constantine movie? Where was that on the timeline as far as like the superhero movies? Because I mean, that was one of the things we kept bringing up too. Like, this is so far before all the Marvel shit kicked off.
This was 2000. I want to say 2004.
So what was first? In the DC like Marvel thing, was it Blade and like The Crow and all that shit and Spawn, like the original one?
Well, I mean, like if you want to go as far back as like the 80s or some shit, like Punisher with Dolph Lundgren.
Fuck, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's true.
So there's kind of that. I mean,
as far as modern era, is that one of the first?
Okay, ones? if we stick strictly to the 90s,
yeah, we'll say start with the 90s. That's like we'll say modern era starts with like 90s.
Well, shit, there was a Captain America movie that was that was awful.
Even though we're almost 2 decades into the 2000s, which is crazy when you think about it. Yeah. So if we start with 2000s. Is that the first?
No.
Was Blade first?
No, Blade was like 98, 97.
Fuck, really? The first one?
The very first one.
Okay,
so the Constantine was in 2005. I was off by a year.
Okay, that was later than I thought it was.
Okay, so Blade, 98. Okay, so Blade was in 98.
Damn.
After that, I would like to say Spider-Man and X-Men.
That's right.
I think they shared the same year. Different companies, obviously.
Yeah.
And then after them... Let's see, 2000 Daredevil. Was
Oh,
thrown
yeah.
in there.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
the
that was
Ben Affleck,
2003.
That's right.
And then after that, Constantine was somewhere in there. Obviously,
Yeah,
2005.
Yeah. Right.
Before that, what was some other? Batman Begins was 2008. I want to say.
Yeah, I think so.
No, it's not because
Was it
Dark
early?
Knight is 2008.
Oh, that's
Because we
right.
just got through talking about the 10-year
right.
anniversary
Yeah, yeah.
for that.
So what, it was
Batman
06?
Begins was 2005.
Oh shit, that was the same year?
Same year as Constantine.
Fuck, really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Wow.
And so
So that
Daredevil,
was 2 DC movies that
no.
year.
Daredevil had to have been 2003. I was right, 2003. And so Elektra, trash ass movie that it was.
Oh, that was bad.
2005, same year as Batman Begins and Constantine. So no wonder it was even
So
worse.
05 was
It was even
nuts.
worse just by compared to
Yeah.
Batman Begins and Constantine. Let's see, Catwoman, 2004.
The Halle Berry one?
Yeah, the Halle Berry Catwoman movie, 2004. I saw that face.
That's garbage.
Okay, and then Spider-Man 2. I want to say, I'm gonna say 2004.
So was 05
Wait, let
when
me
DC
see.
was trying to get the fucking ball rolling?
I got it. Spider-Man 2 was 2004.
2000, okay.
Spider-Man was 2002.
So it's been 14 years since we got that game.
X-Men.
That's crazy.
The Last Stand came out in 2006. Wow, that was a huge little, almost like a bubble
Yeah.
in that.
05 and 06.
Yeah,
Because I remember being in high school and all this shit just coming out of nowhere. Like all this comic book stuff and being like, what the hell is going on?
right. Okay, so the original X-Men was 2000,
Okay.
and then X2 was in 2003. X-Men: The Last Stand 2006. So yeah, it was like 3 years apart, and then 3 years after that, X-Men Origins, Wolverine. Jesus. They should have quit while they were ahead.
Yeah, that was bad.
First Class was 2011. The Wolverine 2013. 2014 was Days of Future Past.
So that early, that early 2000s was like the initial let's get some comic book shit going.
Yeah.
And then it kind of stumbled and then it came back.
A lot of them
Yeah,
stumbled.
yeah. So that was that Constantine DC year was the first year of DC trying to kick the shit off.
Trying to, in
Yeah.
a sense.
Then it didn't obviously. I mean, I guess Batman did.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
But that's I can't believe that those two were that same year.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
right. And
I can see why everybody got the. Yeah, DC's dark. It's like Jesus. That's funny. Okay, that works. I'll take
Superman
that.
Returns. Let me see.
That had to be
I want to say 2006. Wow. Okay. Well then.
damn.
And the funny thing was watching it. It wasn't bad. It was just
No.
very meh.
Yeah, no.
It was just kind of going
Because I always liked
I almost fell asleep on it. Yeah.
right from a production side of things and visually, I always liked the way it looked
Yeah.
and the tone. I like this suit.
It had when the tone and the lighting, it almost had a bit of a 19 kind of the 1920s 1930s look about it, kind of that, it looked noir,
Yeah.
but at the same, it was kind of more of a sepia.
Yeah, it wasn't saturated.
Yeah,
It wasn't the colors didn't pop.
right.
It was very desaturated.
Yeah.
Where it basically mean your blue's not gonna be blue fucking royal blue. It's gonna be just it's
like somebody put a lampshade
yeah.
over something that was going, or
Yeah.
over the film or whatever was going on. It
Makes sense.
it had a soft
Look to it.
look to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really don't know how to describe it as far as it kind of, as far as the attire on a lot of characters and the lighting, it kind of gave it a very 1920s 1930s look, even though everything looked
Right.
almost modern as
Yeah.
far as the planes and all
I won't give it this much as far as the special effects go because I think this is one of the best when it comes to special effects. But Blomkamp's crew, the guy that made District 9,
Okay.
that's where the special effects don't. When you see them, sometimes they do. If it gets real crazy, you can tell. You're okay. I can see the green screen. I can kind of see the weird, kind of behind the. You can see the fucking seams type thing.
Yeah.
But in Bloom, that's what he's always really good. When you're looking at something that's not really there, it super looks like it's really there.
Yeah.
which is why I think that was why the whole initial rumors started when Blomkamp was supposed to be the one that was going to make the Halo movie. Because after he made the aliens and stuff in District 9, they were like, oh, you can fucking totally pull off doing the Flood and Master Chief and all that stuff. Because you've already got like this insane special effects, but they look organic as shit. Like it's ridiculous. But yeah, so that's nuts. I can't believe that. God, I still can't believe those two movies came out the same year. That's nuts to me.
All right.
Cool.
Last topic, because of looking at the time and as you mentioned before, the footage.
Yeah.
So, Amine.
Yay.
1.5.
Anime.
Now you better quit that because I've been trying to practice this for the longest.
Yeah.
It's like no, it's like every time his name comes up, I have to keep looking up this damn video to figure out how to pronounce it.
Yep.
And
Found the damn thing. Okay. Yep. 1.5. Which?
Yeah. If you want the real like African way of saying it, is Amine, but like people just Americans, white people always say whatever they want. So it's just like this girl ran up to me.
all right, so Amine 1.5.
Yeah. First off, the cover is awesome.
Okay, you thought okay,
It's
that's
so stupid
it's very
because he's just so like
meh.
yeah, he's just like it's fucking.
Which you know what? It's kind of funny because I didn't think of a theme to this at first. It does. It's it does look like
it's funny.
he just woke up, or
Like they caught him waking up on the van,
or
something.
you when you get caught on natural when somebody's taking a picture of you.
Yeah, yeah,
And like you just get caught at the wrong time,
Yeah.
like mid blink.
yeah. Exactly. That's what it looks like. It looks like he got caught mid-blink.
And like it kind of plays into this as far as all throughout this album, he was playing like this weird sassy voice,
Yeah.
and I feel like he was pulling a samurai, or not samurai jack, Afro samurai with a ninja. That was hit like that sassy chick or that sassy voice.
Yeah.
Was his ninja.
Okay.
Like
I like that.
he was going through like he's sitting there going through life, or he's sitting there just going through this newfound celebrity.
Yeah.
And fuck it, we're just gonna call that sassy voice Ninja.
Yeah, that
and
works.
Ninja
I mean,
is trying to perk him up and trying to get him like into the shit. It's like, come on now, this is what you've been working on. This is what you've been dreaming about. It's your motherfucking birthday. You we can't have you in this. We can't have you in this slump. You need to like get the fuck up. Like be about this.
Yeah. Exactly.
And as far as
That's funny.
what's that?
That's good. That's really good.
I just now pulled that out.
fits
I pulled
perfect.
that out my ass.
That fits perfectly.
Because I was at first when I heard it, and for him to constantly doing that, and I was like, well, at least it's not in a skit.
Yeah,
that I have to like on its own track, and I was like, all right, we'll skip.
Yeah, right.
It's in the songs. It doesn't overstay its welcome too much.
Right.
And it's once you put a reasoning behind it, that may not be the reasoning behind it, but that's the best reasoning I can find for
That's
it.
what yeah, exactly.
And so now that I have that on there and have that attached to it, it makes a lot more sense, and it kind of brings this a little bit more closer together.
Absolutely.
And Dr. Whoever is a strong, like that's 2 albums this weekend with some pretty strong intros.
Yeah, that's a good. That's
always
really
that's
good
always
start.
Yes, it is.
It's a really good start.
And let's see, going through it, Dr. Whoever was like very strong. I really enjoyed that, especially when it was like the line was like,
that hook is
"You
excellent.
can't be a man if masculinity is your only tool," or some shit,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
something
yeah.
along them lines.
Yeah.
I can't remember off the top of my head now.
Like a really good hook.
Yes, it is.
Very strong hook. Yeah, absolutely.
And okay, Hiccup featuring Gunna. I'm trying to remember. You know, a lot of this was kind of felt more like it was. I wasn't as crazy about it because a lot of it kind of felt like it was just okay. It's just banger. Okay, this is supposed to just be a banger. All right, well, where's the rest of the shit? Where I'm supposed to think about? Like, supposed to think about what you're going through. We're supposed to think about what you're talking about or your side of your perspective on things.
Right. Yeah.
And now I'm starting to feel like this is where the ninja side is kind of taking over.
Right.
And just kind of getting him into a party mode and just kind of like almost like putting up a mask.
Yeah.
As far as what the music that he was putting out.
Makes sense.
Now, Dr. Whoever, Hiccup, Reel It In, and Blackjack. I like them.
Blackjack's fucking that beat on Blackjack is gross.
It was nice. It wasn't until I got right back into it.
Okay.
With Why was decent.
Yeah.
Shine I really enjoyed.
Okay.
Chingy was a pleasant surprise. Dapper Dan, I actually do not remember too well. Now, Cantu, Sugar Parents. Sugar Parents was interesting, especially with Rico Nasty. I was not expecting Rico Nasty to be her.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And after Sugar Parents, Shut the Fuck Up 2, that beat was crazy on that one.
Yeah.
Ratchet Saturn Girl was, it was funny. Or it was kind of funny as far as I think I remember the intro, or not the intro, it was like the outro with Ninja on there.
Right.
And then Together was a nice little outro. It felt.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts with this?
Now, my thing was it was funny because like it's interesting what you said about as far as like the mask thing, because I felt like especially compared to his last one.
Yeah.
He's always been somebody that like when you listen to his music, there's always a bop to it. Usually, there's always like a goofiness and a bop to it. Like there's a bounce like to his stuff a lot of times.
Yeah.
This one seemed a little bit like, even though a lot of the stuff like you were talking about like the club type stuff, it still seemed darker in a way.
A little
bit. Which I think kind of plays into the fact that we've been talking about how like it almost like a self-awareness.
Yeah.
An awareness of the situation, and that it's not
genuine.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like we want you to like be into it, be into the situation. Look, you're like blown up, whatever. But then at the same time, you're just kind of like his facial expression.
Yeah.
You're just like, like, come on, let's go, get out of the van. And he's like, like that's kind of the thought process behind it. Like I said, Blackjack is probably my favorite just because that beat. I love that beat a lot. Like you said, Chingy was a pleasant surprise. Shine is another one that I really, really like. Dr. Whoever's an excellent start. Just kind of showing off like how well he can write hooks. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on it. It was funny because there's definitely like a few songs on here that I'll definitely go back to on a regular basis. But as far as like listening to the whole thing, I don't feel like I need to.
Yeah.
As much. But yeah, that's what I can kind of get from it. And I think there was still a lot of stuff like on the first album, and then in like his first albums, like especially the videos and stuff, that made me laugh, and that also I enjoyed and were a lot more entertaining than a lot of the stuff on here. But at the same time,
I'm mad Campfire wasn't on this album.
Oh yeah, right? Yes, God.
Just now I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, damn.
Yeah, I needed that one. Yeah.
Yeah, Campfire. I'm a scary little nigga.
It's like that song is so good. Oh, that video is amazing. That video, there's so many funny parts of that video, like that part, the scary little nigga part.
Yeah, the rural argument.
The wigs, the rural argument. One of my other favorite things is just like a subtle thing, but his brother like throws a shoe like out of the window and it goes past Amine in the driver's seat, and you can see him turn and like almost start like fucking dying laughing. Like he's like,
okay, so that's his brother.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's his brother. Yeah, but it's so like his videos always have moments like that where you're like just like dying laughing. Like the other one I could think of is because he's really good friend with Leon Bridges, and Leon Bridges is in that red Mercedes video, and like he's in that when he's in the dealership and he's dancing. Leon Bridges just in the background dancing. He's like, it's not a fucking club. Like, gets mad at him. Like, it's so fucking funny, man.
Okay, yeah.
I
remember that now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what would you rate this, sir?
Oh, man. I'm thinking silver. Like, middle of the road silver. Because, like I said, there's a lot of really good stuff on here. Like, Dr. Whoever and Blackjack and Shine, Shut the Fuck Up 2. Like, those are really, like, there's some really good stuff on here. But at the same time, like, I don't feel like it's a bronze. I don't feel like it's that low.
Yeah.
But I still feel like it's, like, right in the middle.
Yeah. So, yeah, as far as for me, Dr. Whoever, Hiccup is kind of growing on me.
Yeah.
Blackjack I enjoyed. Shine I definitely enjoyed. Like, the songs I know for a fact I enjoyed was Dr. Whoever, Shine, and Together. Mm-hmm. And the ones that are kind of growing on me were Hiccup, Blackjack, Sugar Parents, and Shut the Fuck Up 2.
Right.
And with those, it's funny because out of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13. What? Really? Whoa, really? 13 on both albums? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wow. 13, okay. Yeah. So yeah. So Harlock, fucking anime character. God dang it. Jack Harlow and Amine. So both had 13 albums. And songs. So here we are, 13 tracks on the albums. Both had albums with 13 tracks. There we go. This is why you don't talk on autopilot.
Right.
And yeah, there was like a handful, almost literally a handful of songs that I enjoyed from this album. Mm-hmm. And as far as the other ones, I think I may just be adding a story or adding context to these other tracks.
Right.
And it's just like, other than that, I don't care too much for them compared to those 5 that just are just that much higher up.
Absolutely.
Compared to the other 8.
Yeah. There's a big drastic difference.
Yeah. So I would give that a silver.
Okay.
With that said, I don't know much else from there.
I think we're good.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Guys, as always, you can always find us at the respective social media and email platforms. That's at oafdiscussions@gmail.com. That is at oafdiscussions on Twitter. That is facebook.com/group/oafdiscussions. Get in there. There's some good people in there. And of course, I am at KMKidSwift on Twitter. I'm at future_ASC on Instagram. Trying to put together the videos for Awkward Youth. Trying to make them a little bit more concept driven because of course it's house music. So there's not really like verses and hooks. You just got the beat. So I'm trying to do something a little bit different. So we'll see how that comes, and I'll let you guys know as soon as that stuff is ready. Hopefully that'll be ready soon. So then when those are done, I just want to put that and the videos and the whole project out and then just let it be out there. But yeah. So with that being said, Brent is at LLCoolB22 on Instagram and on Twitter. Shayna is at ShaynaMB on Twitter and Instagram. Where can they find you?
Webb859 on Twitter, Webb.859 on Instagram. Oh, at Oaf Discussions on Instagram as well. Apologies that I'm not on social media as much as I should be, or as much as I normally am. As far as, I forgot to mention, I've been trying to get into meditation and trying to get into reading a little bit more and just kind of unplugging from social media.
Nice.
Unless it has something to do with the podcast.
Yeah.
And, it's helping.
Yeah.
A little bit. But like I said, I still need to find some time to do something a little every day on social media. So
sure.
Those are the channels when I feel like it.
Cool. So that works. Well, like we said, guys, as always, thank you guys for coming, checking out, listening to us. Let us know what you think when you get a chance to listen to those albums that we talked about, and also what you think about, is Iron Fist going to be the savior of the Marvel TV universe? We will find out. Thanks, guys. Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, that has been Oaf Discussions. Please listen to us on Podbean, iTunes, Google Play now, Stitcher, audio episodes on YouTube as well. And so that's all we have today. Thank you very much for listening, and you enjoy the rest of your day.
Appreciate it. Peace.
There we are. Oaf Discussions pioneers.
Quickly
confirm.
Make the meme and then put the @ big thing on there with the stupid little graphic like every other goddamn internet comedian does. We got to get these views, baby.